Greetings and greetings and salutations. This is another Dragon Bars video. Today, this video is dedicated to not an officer, not a professor, not even a minister. The self-proclaimed agent Sebastian Davis, the founder of this most irritable organization on the face of the earth, Narcs. Yep, I'm going down that route. I am going to do a video on Narcs. Oh, how can I be so much enjoyed with watching Narcs? Shall I say, mentally retarded agent Davis. This one is for all dedicated to you, son. For you see, this whole group, this whole organization, their goal is to make sure that shopping trolleys or shopping carts get put back in their rightful place. Wow. What shall I say? Wow. How special are you? Special Agent Davis. You honestly think that with what you're doing is doing something good for the public, or doing the public a good service? You are wrong on so many levels. And let me start off with point number one. Your excessive usage of John Cena's, well, the opening few tunes to John Cena's My Time Is Now. Though Mr. Cena and I, well, me more or less towards Mr. Cena, I've had issues with John Cena in the past, and the WWE's factory of what is a perfect world heavyweight champion. I've now since gone over that, since John Cena's left the world of professional wrestling and focusing on Hollywood. And I'm focusing on other things as well. But you, on the other hand, your consistent usage of it can land you in the whole Larrikin v Men at Work scenario. As for from the time that Men at Work recorded a song called Land Down Under, or just Down Under, or open parentheses, lands off and then down under, they had, okay, it's like which is the opening, which is an opening tune to the Australian Girl Scouts song called Kookaburra, as in Kookaburra sits on the old gum tree. Mary, Mary. Let me see. Yes. Kookaburra sits in the old gum tree. Mary, Mary, Mary. May the bushes hear. Laugh, Kookaburra, laugh. Kookaburra, gay your life must be. I am not. Firstly, let me say this to the organization who owns and copyrights that song. I am not going to make any money off this video. I'm already monetized on YouTube, and this is not a public. And I'm not singing it out in the public to raise money. I'm just saying on this YouTube clip as a form of an education to this Sebastian Davis, who uses the opening stanza to another song, that he himself could be slammed with similar lawsuits in the future. And since I got that out of the way with, back to you, stupid Agent Davis. It's like you will somehow or rather in the future will be visited by the attorneys of John Cena, or agents of John Cena, Barabum Ching, for your cease and desist of using that in a law enforcement form of you're communicating that these people are doing something stupid, which you are doing something stupid to indicate that this is something stupid that they are doing. It is simply you just found a common tune, and people, and quite a lot of people either in the wrestling who know about professional wrestling, or just heard the song of like in background, they would think, oh shit, is someone going to sing John Cena's My Time Is Now. Then they turn around and they see you running towards them, waving your lightsaber like baton, demanding that this person puts back the carts or the shopping trolleys, as you will, when they haven't stolen it in the first place. So using someone else's song for your siren effect can lead you into a lot of legal hot water, especially since you've got a huge amount of your 100% of your videos with that wee 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 sort of that sound. It's like wee 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 wee. You're doing that, and I don't know if you're actually making money from these YouTube videos, but if you are, I would suggest that YouTube demonetizes the videos, because that what you're doing is using copyrighted material in all of your videos. So yeah, you can't exactly get away with, you can't exactly run to the hills with that one and try to say, oh, you can't do this to me, it's harassment. Which leads me to point number 2. You and your team can be charged with harassing someone in public. And you're thinking to yourself, I'm not harassing anyone, I'm doing good, I'm being a good boy. No, you're not. With the videos that I've seen, it shows that you are provoking and harassing someone for just leaving a trolley in the trolley in some area that you deemed it not to go. which is which is absolutely stupid. If you were to do that here in Australia, you're provoking and harassing someone can lead you to be going to hospital. And that could easily happen to you or one of your brain dead agents, or so to say, the best agents. You say, oh, like you go, oh, you have to this guy's acting like a total idiot, or this woman's acting like a total slapper. It's it is wrong. Like in this, and then you just keep harassing people, uh, blocking them is literally standing in the way of the vehicle is illegally detaining someone. It's either here in Australia or even in the United States where you are from. That is an illegal detainment of someone, which is harassing them. It's just these sort of things that would make. It's just like you keep. The more you keep doing it, the more people are going to get angry. The more the people are going to get angry, the more. Let me just say. The more that Narcs will be a very visible target. And all your excuse is going to be saying, but they didn't put the trolley back in the trolley or put the cart back in the corral or the trolley bay. What we call over here in Australia, we call it the shopping trolley bay. And with that, you with more people, if you harass a lot of people in one area, guess what? You can be forcibly banned. You can actually be banned from a location because why? You are harassing the patrons who go to that location. So don't be surprised if in the future you want to go to your, just say your local Walmart or to your local shopping center or shopping mall in your case, and you won't be able to step foot into the complex because of what you've been doing. And if you have to drive 3 hours to the next location, and guess what? They may say, sorry, you have instigated harassment against all of our patrons, so we're banning you. Then you have to go to another place, 2 hours in the and like you have to go past the original one. Then then you have to go to another stop, and you could be stopped again and again all day because of what you've been doing. Because of your harassment, because you harassing patrons of a store. That can lead to you not being welcomed anywhere where shopping is the main point of the visit. The only places where you might most probably be accepted would be like the mom and pa corner stores or service stations, because like there's no parking in front of most stores in the United States. So I've seen there's no from what I've heard of from friends and that no real parking nor shopping trolleys can be utilized in those sort of environments. So you'll get away with getting your extreme meager provisions from these locations. That's virtually point number one. Point number two, actually, that's point number two. Point number three. We're on point number three. Firstly is the wrongful usage of a song. Second is harassment leading to you getting banned. Thirdly, and this is a favorite point of mine, law enforcement agencies. Mwah. Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. Mwah. You yourself have declared on a public television TV show that you are not a law enforcement officer. Ooh. Ama. Naughty little Sebastian Davis. Who's been a bad little boy? Who's been a bad little boy? He acts like a law enforcement officer, but is not one. He guessing he has like a merch store. He's got to have like a merch store. Oh boy, he has. It's not a merch store. You can actually buy Narcs t-shirts on Redbubble. On this site called the Shop Forward. A sticker on the Shop Forward. On Amazon, Zazzle, Artist Shot. Shit, you can buy the shirts, like the shirts that you when you buy the shirts, you're supporting this fake law enforcement officer and his team. Back to the point of the lawsuit, like the like this whole fake law enforcement. As I've looked and I've looked around and I've seen various like Google sites saying that lying about being a law enforcement officer can lead you to several $1,000s in fines, and if not a lengthy prison term, depending on how long the charade has gone on for, which the man who falsified being a police officer, forcing managers of various fast food chains to strip the most prettiest or sexiest young 18 to 19-year-old worker because they allegedly stole something. I've got that point from watching the movie Compliance, which is very, to me, being more scary than anything that Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees, and Mike Myers can ever do in the cinemas. What those three guys can do in cinema, even Leatherface, those guys, ooh, cinema, supposedly scary, ooh, chainsawing woman in half, ooh, putting an ice pick through a guy's head, ooh, that's make believe. With what people like the guys done in the movie Compliance, that is real life. And with what Sebastian Davis is doing, can lead to such a lawsuit being put on him for not just by the general public, but by the law enforcement community themselves. Especially if the perpetrator or the person who didn't put away the trolley happens to be let's just say an undercover officer. The harassment of the officer can lead you, and especially if they're stopping, it's like stopping like a stopping them from getting to an emergency in time. Guess what? He'll be arrested and will either pay a huge fine or go to jail for some time. Putting like the sticker, like either the lazy bone sticker or some trash one, upon the police office, like the law enforcement officer's vehicle, can be classified as defacing public property and slash or defacing property of the government, which can lead to jail time and or a huge fine. So harassing a police officer, huge fine. Defacing public property, huge fine. Huge fine plus huge fine equals a massive fine. So if Sebastian, I would say stop it, because you may get an undercover officer or a plainclothes officer that you can it's not that easy to piss off these people, especially if a drug bust has gone down incorrectly and they're just trying to get back to the station or get back home so they can just decompress. And if there's people like you going around, oh, you haven't put away the shopping trolley or the shopping cart in the right area, guess what? That I'm just doing this as an example. That we can go. Really, you want to go down that? You don't really want to go down this path. Hi, my name is Officer Barrows, I am a real police officer. From what I see of you, you are harassing a law enforcement officer and you have defaced public property. Turn around, son, and put your hands in the back of your head. And you know what? You will have to do it. You'll have to comply with a law enforcement officer. You'll be arrested, most probably been taken to the station. And guess what? All your beautiful goodies, the fake law enforcement hat, the real bulletproof vest that you use can be used in evidence against you. The GoPro can also be used in evidence against you. The baton can be used in evidence against you as a piece of evidence to say, and these lawyers are going to hit you so hard, you would wish that the bullies in your school made you into a vegetable. They will hit you so hard with falsifying being a law enforcement officer. They don't give a shit what you say on Dr. Phil. They go, "Oh, I'm not a trained police officer. I'm not a trained law enforcement officer. I'm a self-trained agent. I am an agent to bring chaos to the peacefulness of the shopping cart." They won't give a shit what you said on Dr. Phil. They won't give a shit on what you said to some affiliate TV station, or what you've been saying on different radio stations around certain areas. They won't look at that and they go, "Oh, he says he's not this. We should let him go." They will not let you go. They will arrest you. And from looking at your videos and seeing that you've been portraying being a so-called agent over several states, this could actually lead to being an investigation from the FBI or the CIA. Which means this could lead you into more trouble again. Not only will you have to do time in like a local facility, but you may have to do time in a state penitentiary and going higher to a federal penitentiary. Because you've been doing this, I've seen a couple of videos of you doing it. Like you've done a couple of videos in Texas, you've done a couple of videos in Arkansas, you've done a couple of videos in Nevada, you've done a couple of videos in Florida, in Georgia, and in the Carolinas. You've done you've done a couple of videos in all those different regions, so it can lead to a federal investigation against you. And your team can be classified as a criminal organization for you harassing people, which can also lead to, if any of these videos, actually, if some of these videos do have people in witness protection, and the person who the witness needs to be away from, finds that video, finds the shopping center, and guess what, Sebastian, you can be charged with murder let me see, second degree, something along the lines of second degree murder, or assisting in a murder, or assisting in beating or a kidnapping. That is what you have literally put yourself into right now. You have literally put yourself into this position where you think that you're doing something good, but actually you are doing more harm. You may see like some, like see some like some woman wearing a just like a brown like a brown t-shirt and like denim jeans or something like that, and having them being shown on your website, on your YouTube channel, and the person that they have run away from finds all these information out, and guess what? They can find themselves in a lot of trouble, being kidnapped, being murdered, being tortured, raped, whatever. It's all because of you, Sebastian Davis. It's all because of you. And again, back to the whole legal department thing. Like all the lawyer has to do for the defendant, who the person was running, who the the prosecutor was running away from in the first place. All they have to do is say, I watched a video on YouTube, and the YouTuber is Narcs. That's how come I found out about this fake Tracy Keebler shopping in, let's just say, Charlotte, North Carolina. Or this Amanda Rose thing. Well, I found out the reason, like, where she was shopping in Nashville, Tennessee, was through Narcs. And maybe some other case in Hawaii, knowing about some like Jennifer Ortega being in New Mexico. They can go Narcs, the YouTube channel called Narcs, or a gangster wanting to leave the gang lifestyle in New York, leave the negativity that they've lived through in the Big Apple, and they wanted to live it peacefully in Arizona. And just because he didn't put the trolley back or put the cart back, his former mafia bosses in New York will come down to that area, say, "Hey Tony," boom, and assassinate Tony on the spot. Guess what? All they have to do is say, "We found out where Tony was because of the Narcs on the YouTubes." And guess what? more and more of these cases may come to light because of you shooting these, because of your stupidity in filming these people in the first place, which can lead to another lawsuit again with the multiple complainants going to a centralized system where they can say that you record them without their permission, and in doing so you've caused them distress and harm in other fields. As a few times there, someone can take a photo, take video footage of just of anyone of anywhere in any shopping complex, can just go and they could just like they could be looking after their mother, they could be looking after their father, they could be looking after like a family member, and all you just do is go that John Cena chant, like that John Cena music baloney, and start harassing them with the video shoots, and if their boss or someone that they are associated with sees them in your video, guess what? They could get fired, or they have to pay a huge price when they return to that occupation. So, and those people can actually go to you for harassment, which goes back to the law enforcement harassing a law enforcement officer. It's just so simple. And you doing all this defamatory stuff, especially to people with real mental health problems, could actually make people a lot more recluse. If they have their cars and they go, oh, the milk's running low, though I have to go to the shop. Oh shit. I don't want to go to the shop because that narc idiot harassed me and I don't feel safe going out anymore. Which can lead to a class action lawsuit again against you and your organization for mental harm and with a lot of mental harm and anguish. And if a police officer was to be found out by like a criminal organization, guess what? They're dead. And all they have to do is say, we found out this guy's identity from Narcs. And guess what? You can be arrested for the murder of a police officer. It is just really stupid to think that this one Sebastian Davis can think that, look at me, I look like a reject from CSI or NCIS or Law and Order. I can do that John Cena theme song tune. run up, waving the thing, acting, saying, "I'm doing something major. I'm doing something brave. I'm doing something courageous." When all actually, all you're just doing is harassing a lot of people. With you harassing a lot of people, you really gotta know. You really, really need to start pulling your head in, son. Your mum may think you're a good little boy, helping out in the soup kitchen, this and doing this big brother project, that. But actually, no. You are, what you are doing. One of the first things I found out with watching your videos is that you do a lot of harassing of people, and in a few of the videos I do see people throwing liquid at you. To be honest with you, I'm surprised that no one has actually came around and decided to smack you around. And taken your GoPro away from you. I'm surprised that you haven't been arrested yet. For what stupidity you've been doing. None of these trolleys have been, none of these cars, trolleys, whatever you want to play or call them, have left the complex's car park or the shopping centre's car park. None of that. And as I said, I don't care, Sebastian, if you do say that you volunteer at a soup kitchen. And I've seen that footage of you and Dr. Phil with you saying, yelling out to the audience, "Who here works at a soup kitchen? None of y'all." There may be a few people in that audience who have volunteered or continue to volunteer at soup kitchens, but they didn't want to put their hand up because they don't want to be associated with an idiot like you. Or if they are a part of like a big sister or big brother program, they wouldn't want to put their hands up either because they don't want to be associated with an idiot or a knob jockey like you. And this is one thing that actually infuriates me with your organization. You think you're above the law. You're getting away with harassing people. You have this almighty God complex because someone doesn't put a trolley in the trolley bay or the trolley returns station or the cart corral or whatever you may well want to call that designated area where those things can go back to. You think it's your mission in life to have people put the stuff back, and you're going to make all this money from shirt sales on various websites. All you just need is the wrong person. It doesn't have to be a law enforcement officer. It could be someone worse. How about a senator? A senator can go into a shopping center and buy some stuff and may not put the trolley or the cart back. They see what you're doing. They see that you're harassing people. They see that you're harassing them. And guess what? The senator, I do believe the senator in the United States, somewhat like a premier over here in Australia, does have the power to write into law that certain groups and activities can be outlawed. Just imagine one of your team, maybe a Democratic supporter, sees that their Republican senator may have just put the trolley back in its corral, bay, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. And this happens to be in the center of the road, not center of the road, but out enough where they can go do that whole John Cena chanting bullshit. Do the whole wavy of the stick thing. Only to find, guess what? Narcs is outlawed in that state. And that person is arrested, which they themselves can say, oh, I was just doing what Sebastian Davis does as being a member of the Narcs, which can lead to you getting arrested and you going to jail for running and operating this outlaw organization. Or it could be a predominantly Republican voter doing it the same thing to a Democrat senator. So you've now opened yourself up to, and your organization of so-called agents to use their position as a somewhat official to target real officials, be it a narc operator who is a Republican going against a Democrat senator, or a Democrat narc operator doing it to a Republican senator. And you're just going to get a lot of people hating you and hating the fact, and also they'll be arresting all the operators who are a part of your stupid organization, Sebastian. All of them are going to call out your name. You're going to have the United States against you. And before you can even think about flying the coop to Canada or the UK or here in Australia, FBI agents will be saying, we are real agents here, boy. You're coming with us. And you may be spending quite a lot of time in maybe a few state penitentiaries, but most of all, you may be spending at least a good 5 years in the federal penitentiary for organizing these non-law enforcement agents to perform law enforcement duties, which is not actually law enforcement at all. So if I were you, I would shut down Cart Narcs now. Just send an email to all your supporters and agents saying we've done our fill. We're I'm pulling the plug on all this stuff because I think we may go a bit too far in the future. Go on to various news programs on ABC, NBC, Fox, and just say, look, I've made a mistake. I'm proven wrong. Here's the finale of here's the final act of Cart Knocks, and that's us closing up shop for good. Maybe write letters of apologies to the stores that you have to write so many apology letters saying and posting them out to all the maybe even like just go to like the head office. Just write down a letter to head office for it to be said. You sent all over to all their stores and that saying that I'm sorry for utilizing your shopping centers car parks as my then as my vendetta against people who leave shopping trolleys or shopping carts out and not returning them properly. Hang up that hat. Take off that vest. Shut off that camcorder, like that GoPro thing. Put away that fake lightsaber. Do your soup kitchens, do your Big Brother programs, and help out society like that. And never to return being a cart narc. Because you being a cart narc can lead you into so much hot water. You are currently in a pot of boiling water, but yet you're on top of an ice cube. The water is boiling and raging around you, and the ice is just melting underneath you. It's just about time that someone gets murdered for what you've been showing on Facebook, on YouTube, and other such media sites. A police officer getting murdered. You piss off the wrong political parties. Actually, I do see both political parties getting will get a lot shitty at you because of your incompetence and your insensitivity. I could even see a few of your so-called agents get beat up because they believe that they're doing something good. It's just a trolley in the mold, in a garden, on some grass, on a pathway, in an open area that's close to a disabled parking spot, right beside the store, or any other place besides a corral, bay, whatever. And it's not hurting anyone. Sebastian's son, just leave them the hell alone. And to all of your fans, I say for shame for you supporting such acts that can lead them into a prison sentence, or getting ready for them to pay huge amounts of fines. I can actually see if it happens to be like a bloody rich son of a gun, and if they're having a bad day and this sort of thing happens, celebrity like Hulk Hogan, Narcs like Gawker, celebrity sues Narcs for harassment and damages. Narcs can't afford said money. Narcs will have to close up shop for good. And Sebastian Davis needs to pay everything back. Stranger things than that have happened, Sebastian. A lot more stranger things have happened than that. And you may be another victim of this whole of celebrity versus publication debate. And let me just finish off by saying this. Don't support Narcs. Don't give him any more attention. Just say, okay, unsubscribe, and move on to someone else. I'm Dragon Barrows, and see you later.